What's going on, everybody? Yeah, so just another day. I'm just gonna do some sweet Godot GamePad Dev. Been super inspired lately, especially because yesterday we finished up, or I finished up off stream, basically everything that needs to be done for the new square text button. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick, at least on this side. So we'll go to layout. And the cool thing about what I've done here is if you download this add-on, we can actually just open this from anywhere, Command A, search layout, and there we go, there's the own custom node. And then you open it, and you don't even have to save the scene because it will load everything, it's loading everything from a JSON. So yeah, that's the thing. But it's nice doing this way because then I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, so here's like, this is the controller setup that I want to do for my game, so that's why it's that. But obviously if you weren't tuned in the other day, you can totally, I'm gonna go over here so I can see the chat, say hey, in case anyone wants to say what's up. So yeah, it's like I think it's a pretty intuitive design here. Like you've got the different parts here: right side, left side, center, center top, center bottom, and then here you can choose what device you want at any of those things, which device, stuff like that. Cool. Yeah, and so on the right side here I have joysticks, but you can make this a D-pad if you want, or a joystick, or you could make these action buttons like this. Oh, I actually guess I haven't completely finished everything, but yeah, but I've finished everything for the most part. But anyway, so this is going to be two joysticks in my case. And then when you connect the controller, it'll go ahead and put these on there. Destis, what's going on, bro? I don't know if you have seen this project by me before, but yeah, I don't know if you just saw my whole spiel, but yeah, basically it's this gamepad thing, and I currently don't have a build on my phone, but I'm going to, probably after today, put a build on my phone. Let's do this. Do that, okay. And then here's the actual gamepad. Both are totally made in Godot here. But why is it doing that now? Come on, are you serious? Oh wait, now they're calling this desktop one? Okay, well now I'm just confused. The idea is that I want those two. Oh, now that's desktop one. Okay, maybe I'll just get rid of desktop two. Anyway, so you'd have a lobby here. We'd search for controllers, and then you hit connect. Oh, I guess I didn't hit it. And then once you connect, and it loads the gamepad on. I'm actually surprised it didn't crash because I forgot that I have this on here. And currently, what we have to work on today is, so you can see I've got the two thumbsticks here, and you can use both thumbsticks. They are enabled for multi-touch, so you can use both at the same time and stuff like that. And they basically just calculate an input vector and intensity, and then they send that over to this over here. I don't think, did I do that? I think I made it so that if you press buttons, it sends signals, but I didn't add any buttons here. But anyway, yeah, and then that goes on your phone, and it connects via Wi-Fi. It actually works pretty well. There's, yeah, very little to no issues with it thus far, especially if you're only using one. If you're using one, it's amazing. The responsiveness and number of dropped RPCs, well, the responsiveness is very high, the number of dropped RPCs is very low. Fantastic. The more and more people you add, the less great that becomes. But you know, past 4 players, it's kind of like how many games are going to require that, and if they do, and they're like some kind of, you know, game where you like a trivia type game or something like that, you would just use RPCs regulars, and then it, you know, it eliminates the idea of dropped RPCs in general. Anyway, what we've done is I made these, so that way you can see I've got the enter button here, we've made that. I actually haven't tried it out, I probably should do it, on the sides. So I changed this to a square text button, and I add one. Yeah, it's going to put it up at the top left, because I haven't done anything to make sure it's centered. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and do that real quick, and then I'll get on to actually having it appear on the controller here. So I'm making this in UI Builder, create layout panel button, and then I think, oh no, I think I should do this in the basic script, wherever we spawn it here. Draw on layout, there we go. And then should just do this. Preset center, preset mode, min size. Oh, I don't want center though, do I? Yeah, maybe we do. Anyway, this isn't going to be fantastic for that. I guess we want to do preset wide anyway. Okay, so what to draw, if it's that, and then we want to say that here, I'll say new underscore button, and then paste this, and then this should be preset wide, I believe. Preset, I think it's like the last one. Preset wide, I think that's right. Yeah, and then so, yeah, there we go. And so that's like, I don't think, interesting. I'm also going to, I always forget to do this, do not disturb. Okay. Yeah, so like, I would personally not want that. And then, you know, you can change the style here. So we can change the button style to be, in this case, this. But yeah, you could change that if you wanted, and, you know, tons of other stuff. But anyway, that's how that, and we could make this like, I don't know. Hello. But yeah. Okay, anyway, so yeah, there's probably more I would like to do to this, like change the ability to change text size and stuff like that, but for right now, that is not in the cards. So, anyway, and I don't expect people to be using them in that capacity, but I have that availability, who knows why. Anyway, we'll go back to joystick here, because that's all I want. And now what we'll go ahead and do is, I think I'm done with the layout. Most people are, I'm thinking about like edge cases, right? Like, oh, if I would do this and I want to change the font size and I want to change the height and stuff. And like most people, you're going to be fine with either doing this or just putting one like right in the center here, making a new square text button. Just putting it right there and having that say enter. You know, you're going to be good with one of those options. So, yeah, let's do that. Any hooser. Okay, so there's that, and now what we're going to do is make it so we can spawn one of those guys, and so to do that I have to start making the scene for the square text button. Here it is. There's the default text. Okay, we've got a script here, but not a whole lot else, and now we're going to have to actually make it so that we can interpret information given, just like this. So we have set button, button side control color, set the button equals button. It's a string. Okay. Label.setText. So that's the button that it is. I see. That's good. Side control and color. Okay. I haven't messed with this in quite a while. So I want to go to the gamepad scene here, because this is the one that sends and receives input. So this must somehow determine. It also has a button for button info in layout.get that buttons. Cool. Side control, that spawn control, self.get side device button. Okay. Okay, so here now we can finally do this. Let's say preload that. And then I want to get the square text button. I'll go here. Button scene. There we go. Okay. So then essentially what will happen is that it'll check for, there's a layout dict. There's a layout penis right here. And so this has all the information required for constructing the gamepad, right? And so what we'll be looking for is something like this, so layout or center buttons or whatever, center top buttons. And this will be an array of dictionaries, and each dictionary will have everything you need. Yo, Dakilla, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, man, this is my Godot GamePad application that I'm working on. Hopefully it's cool. I want to delete this. Oh, I can't do that. Can I delete that one? Yeah, cool. Okay. Anyway, so it's going to, what we're going to do is we're going to get that array, and then for each one, we're going to spawn a control with the at the get side device and button info. So we're going to provide it the button. Okay, that's why. That's what's confusing. And then I have to do some things here. Okay, I see. I see le problème. Yeah, so these need to be VBox containers, and I'm probably going to need to make a new scene from these. But I think you can do like, there's some way to do it where you can slightly change a script here. So, I don't know though. It's probably going to be easier just to do this from scratch and do it differently. So the idea is that like these ones use just regular containers, but the next containers are actually going to be VBox containers rather than just controls. So say VBox containers, and then if I don't really want to set too much, go full rect, and then I want to do, we'll make the first one center, and this will be center container, just like that. Okay, and then I actually don't want that to be like, I think it's by default 100. This doesn't matter incredibly. This one's gonna be center, so we want that. And then the rect, min size, and the X should be 100, and the Y should be 35? No, what was it? And the Y should be 320. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and do that. But that's definitely smaller. So I see. Times, what is that? What was the size of the window here that we're building it on? So the size of the window, what is this? The size of this is 640 by 360, which is what? 3 times less? Okay, let's check this out. Oh, this is, here, I'll run the wee little demo I have again. So run this, and then this. Oopsies. They don't break anything. So essentially this will be on your phone, and then this will be any game. So this is a plugin that allows you to create a gamepad. So this is the gamepad I've just created, right? Right now I'm working on these square text buttons so they won't appear, but you can see you can do like search for controllers, then you can just press connect and it will find it and connect, and then you can control the game with whatever you have here. And so I've already instituted like quite a bit of functionality here, so you as the game dev can customize this to be whatever you want. So you can make one section empty, you can add a D-pad or a joystick, you can obviously do pretty common thing here like Pokemon setup is go this with action buttons, and I want an A and a B button. We'll make this one A, right? Change the color there. We'll make this one the red B button. And there you go. There's a little setup there, and like you can add more buttons to the bottom, center, and top, and stuff like that as you wish. But you know, you can customize this to be for whatever game you are creating, which I think is pretty cool. But for my case, I'm using 2 joysticks because I'm gonna have a game where you drive with the left joystick and shoot with the right joystick. And then I also want to have just an enter button for, you can have it pause the game, but I'm going to have it so that you can use the cursor with this, which might honestly be the hardest part of all of this, because I don't know how I'm going to simulate a mouse with a cursor, or with like some kind of node, but maybe there's an easy way to do that, I don't know. Anywho, so yeah, so what I'm trying to do right now, because I've made it, this is the part where you actually simulate making it, is actually make that button appear on the gamepad. So we have to make the button itself, right? They can take input from the player and whatnot, but we also need to make the containers and the function that takes the information that we get here, and then like actually make that happen, make it here in the right position, looking correctly, correct size, and works. So lots of stuff. But so the question I'm solving right now is how big is this, which is 640. So 1920 divided by 640 equals 3. So that means that this should be actually just times 3. And then 320 times 3, like that, perfecto. And then we'll go center. And there we go. So there's the typical container there. And then I'm going to go ahead and make this, I'll make this a scene. So I'm going to click save, branch as, I guess I don't really need to make it a scene. Let's see. Do these have any custom signals? They do indeed have custom signals. Okay, so see, that's why I really don't want to even make a new one, but you know, it'll be fun. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new one here. Yeah, it'll work out just fine. Okay, so we got center container. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new script. And this will be, yeah, center container.gd. Make sure that's empty. And then we'll come in here, and I'm going to want to have all of this here, in here, and now I need to figure out if I want to have the export bar there. That's right. How is the gamepad? Sides, right side, left side, four-sided sides, side control. Yeah, am I even using, oh. Yeah, for the center controls, I don't think it will matter which side they're on, because it'll just be center, right? Could have a top button and then a bottom button. Yeah, we should do that. Okay, so we'll make export bar side, or yeah, we'll do side equals export. I think you do export. Well, just copy what I did here. Yep, this is how you do it. Export string var, and here we've got center underscore top, and center underscore bottom. Okay, cool. So those are going to be the three things you can choose by default. I want to have center chosen on this one. Yeah, and we got the alignment. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And so the game I'm making this for, principally, for the first one at least, is this one, Solenoid, that I made. It's pretty fun. It's a cool little game. See kind of like what's going on here. You fly around like this, shoot stuff. It's a puzzle racer shooter. Interesting. So you kind of have to be good at flying at the same time. You have to solve puzzles. You're trying to beat the clock, set your high scores, do the best you can. There's going to be several game modes. Right now it's just 4 really simple levels, and the high score system is bugged. I already fixed it, but I haven't uploaded it yet. So essentially this is going to be actually very close to what the demo is like. And then, yeah, anyway. So that's on my itch. You can go play that if you want. Yeah. Anyway, all right, so let's get into this. So we need to make the container with the ability to spawn, or do that. So we want to make a function called spawn control that takes the exact same arguments here. And then I'll probably end up changing this considerably. So function spawn control, info dictionary. Okay, yep. By default, this is empty. Why did I even make this an empty dictionary? Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, and then for right now we want to say pass. See exactly how I did this here, because that doesn't help. But essentially what we're going to do, so the control is the actual control, so it should just be control equals control.instance. We do want to have a var called button. So var, did I make it underscore button for some reason? Oh, okay. Is that the right one? It is. Alien Pinheiro. What's going on, man? Yeah, this is my Godot GamePad. I will go through the full spiel again. Basically, you customize this gamepad, and then this works on your phone. This will be on your phone. This one will be, and then you can play games with your phone as a controller, like play games on computers and stuff like that. Hook it up to a TV, and then you can have party games and stuff like that. And it's free. It's gonna be a free app. So that's the idea. But right now what I'm doing is making it so that we can spawn these kind of nodes and nodes in the center. So it's kind of actually a little bit involved. I'm looking at my old script that I have for spawning these stuffs. Yeah. So var inst control equals control.instance self.attribute. That is going to be exactly the same in this script as well. I'm confused here. Where am I setting button? Set button. Inst control dot set button. If inst control dot is button. Okay, so this is where it's probably going to do this. Yes, here's where we want that. Okay, cool. So here in this is where we want is button. So is button is going to be true, and then here's where we're going to say var button. Var button equals string. It's going to be an empty string by default, just like that. My signal should technically go below my variables. Like that. Okay, what else is going to be the same? We have a constant pressed color and a var unpressed color. Yeah, so I'm going to need to make both of these at runtime. So we're going to say these are going to be var pressed underscore style, var unpressed underscore style. Okay, and then these will both be style boxes. Style box, just like that. We're gonna leave them undefined as of right now. And then we're gonna say var, or this should be actually a constant, color underscore pressed. This should be all caps, but I didn't, so whatever. That's just good style. Color unpressed equals color. I'm sorry, color pressed equals color, and then we actually just want to copy pressed color. We'll keep it exactly the same to keep it kosher here. There we go. Constant pressed color equals that. Okay, cool. Now the idea is, so this is in the actual button. So in action buttons we'll have another function called set button. Yeah, okay, cool. So we'll do that. Over here. Function set button, side control, color, label.set text, buttons. We don't have the label yet, but it's right there. So I'm gonna grab it. So with some onReady variables here. onReady var label equals button label. There we go. That resolves that problem. Unpressed color equals color. We don't have something called unpressed color, and so we don't need to set modulate here. That's not how we're going to be doing it in this one. Okay. Self.connect button pressed, side control on button pressed, and button released. There we go. Perfecto. All right. Cool. Now what we need to do is I'm going to quickly connect the button pressed and release signals. Button up, button down, I believe. So we don't want these in toggle mode, right? We want these in up and down. So button up. We also want to connect the button down signal. Okay. And so essentially the reason I'm connecting these signals here are that we essentially are going to communicate all this information, like when is the button being pressed, when is it being released, and we're collecting all that data from the pad here, and we're sending that over to the game. And so when I do this, what I want to do is if it's down, I'm going to emit the signal, button pressed, and then with button, right? So our button, these should technically be there, so that way it looks nice. And then here we're going to emit signal, button released, button. And again, we are setting button. This should be underscore button. Why did I make that? Okay, cool. Anyway, sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Cool. So the function set button is going to give us our button here. Right now it's an empty string, but it is importante. And then the press styles are going to be specific to the center controls here because we are creating these style boxes. Right, and that is just this. Like this is the style box, right? That. And then you can do this and you can change stuff like change the width, change the colors, all that stuff. Save it, and then it will be transmitted over here, and we're going to have to build it as such. So now I'm going to need to make. Yeah, so I guess in here is where we'll be making those style boxes. Yep, that makes sense. Actually, we want that to be done in the button. So I'm going to go over to. I'm kind of doing this all over the place, but so we'll go over here. I want to go to UI Builder functions. Create layout panel button. Panel create Trez from info. Okay, cool. So I'm going to get this static function create Trez from info. I'm just going to grab this. Cool. Okay. And so essentially this is a function that, here, yeah, I'll put this down. This is just a function that takes this argument stylebox info, right? And this is like all the text information from a .trez file. Dev Nugget, what's going on, man? I am finishing up, well, not finishing up, but I am making it so that we can actually spawn these square text boxes like this one in the game, and it's actually quite a bit more work than I originally thought it would be, but I don't know, it's not too bad. Anyway, so I'm creating this. This is a function that takes all the info as a string from a .trez file, which I grab from this side and send it over to this side via Wi-Fi, and then we need to have I need to get a new directory to make that. So let's see. Go to res buttons. I guess we can put that in buttons, and then I'll make a new folder, and we'll say temp style boxes. Okay, and then we can just click and drag that right here. Okay, so there's the directory. Here's the dir temp style boxes. Okay, and so what this does is it takes the information from a style box as a string, and then it creates a new file called temp file that is a .trez file right there. Then what we do is we open that file and this was created, var air equals trez file.open path write, yeah, and then we write to that file all the information of the trez file. So that's all you need to do, and then you can transmit trez files as strings. And that's how you do it, because you can't send like actual files over RPCs, at least in Godot. I don't know if you can in other things. You can only send strings. So we're sending a string of the information needed to create the border, whatever you decide that is in your game, that you can make that pink and stuff.
I remember you saying you will be releasing it on the App Store. Any chance it will make it to the Google?
Yeah, it will absolutely be on the Google Play Store, dude. 100%. In fact, that's like even an easier decision for me because, so I don't know if you know much about the fees, but it's $25 to put something, $25 per year to put things on the Google Play Store, but $100 per year to put stuff on the Apple App Store, which I guess seems trivial if you really expect to make money, but I don't even know. I bet you I'd probably make $25 in ads a year from this. I'd be surprised if I made $125 a year on this. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. So, and also like if I paid $25 and I made $10 and I paid $15 and like people were actually using this, I'd be like, whatever, people got some use out of it. I paid $15. But yeah, if I paid $100 and got swiped out of that, I'd feel not that great, even though that's not the kind of money he's going to make or bring to the bank, but Anyway, so yes, definitely will be on the Google Play Store, which will be sweet. Also, the GitHub for this, so you can actually build this yourself right now. I haven't. Where is it? So it's open source. So I actually think some guy used what I did here and then did cite me, which was kind of annoying. And posted on Reddit, but it's fine. But anyway, this is open source, and you are absolutely able to, steal it if you want. But just, same deal. You're gonna have to eventually pay to get on the App Store. And the idea is that like you can actually go build this and put it on your iPhone or Android device, and it will actually work. So this has the plugin in the GamePad client here. The GamePad client is what you need to build. There's instructions on how to build it and stuff like that, and how to use it and whatnot. Well, I should really update all of this too, but because there's a lot of stuff I want to add. Here are just some of the things. So this is what I'm working on right now: square text buttons. Anyway, so there's that. Yeah, anyway, so you can do this and you can actually like, go test out a game, because this will probably be out, whatchamacallit. Oh, something really important, totally, oh, and I forgot that I want to do this. Let's do this on, this file, is that you have to go to your project settings, and then I think is it limits? Network limits, no. Rendering, quality, environment, to batching. Huh, where is this? Physics common, 2D, oh, here we go, I'll just search it. Delay. Is it not, why is it not there? Oh, no, you want to search it, so. Delay, default gravity, default, oh, pointing, there we go. Okay, so touch delay. You need to set touch delay equals 0. So, yeah, what's up, Runjin? So for some reason, by default, Godot sets a touch delay when you're using touchscreen buttons to like 0.15 seconds or something, which is a noticeable delay. You'll press a button and then nothing happens for a few seconds. Sorry, my nose just started to run everywhere. Nothing will happen for like a microsecond. You'll notice. So you just set this to 0, and then you don't have that issue. But I'm going to. I don't know why I never thought of this before, because I was like telling people to do that. They built it. I'm going to put this in the code. So I'll put this in some kind of global singleton. Let's see, what autoloads do I have? I have client and a view to be broadcast. Neither of those really work out too great to do that. So maybe I'll just work it on the first scene. That would work too. This should be the main scene, I believe. So go to project, general, run. Oh yeah, rid of this. Run, and yeah, join server control. Okay, so I can do it right here, and then I want to go to, where is it? It's input devices pointing. So project settings, we should be able to do it. If I go here, should we say print project settings dot get input score devices pointing, and then what was the other one? Pointing. Do I have to do iOS touch delay? Okay, input devices pointing iOS touch delay. There we go. Pointing iOS touch underscore delay. Nope. Okay, and then let's run the scene. Did it print it? Yeah, it printed 0. Sweet. So then what I actually want to do is then say set. This won't be a print statement. Set this to 0. Perfect. So now, the reason I did that is so that way, just in case someone builds this themselves, it will do this automatically. That's the only reason I'm doing this.
I actually got okay using GoMaker for Android, coffee to mobile.
Maybe I should. I'm kind of over tutorials, to be honest, because they get like no views and I put like hours of work into them. Whereas I do one of these videos, I have more fun doing it. It's easier and I get like more YouTube goodness back. Like I get more watch time, views, all that good stuff that counts towards your channel doing better on YouTube. So it's like kind of making me. I still want to finish my non-coder's guide to GDScript series because I think that's a really, really beneficial thing that's going to help a lot of people. Even though it's, it's, like I said, not despite hours of work going into it, it's the best video has 500 views. but still, you know, I think that's something that'll outlast me. Whereas, like, you know, if I make a tutorial on Google mobile app development, by the time Godot 4 comes out, it might be irrelevant. So, I don't know. Those are the things that I worry about. Yeah, stream is just fun, man. I'm just doing what I want to do. Sometimes I'll get up my QA streams, or I like them even more than this, because here I'm kind of like, I'm like, okay, talk to somebody, which I like. I love doing it, but then I'm like, fuck, where was I? And then, you know, kind of waste time. Even though I really like doing it, it's like not productive. Whereas the Q&A streams are just so awesome. Like, I really get to help people, like, right there. People are like, oh my god, like, I couldn't figure that out for the longest time. And they're like, you know what I mean? That stuff is just very cool for me. Okay, so anyway, what am I doing? Speaking of which, what the hell am I doing? Okay, so I just did this. Here's a function create tres from info, and we get the style box info. And then what I want to do is come here and see what that property is called. Button style box info. Okay. And I probably should set these to some kind of default in case they don't put any kind of stuff there. Say style box flat. So I'll say, we'll do this, equals that dot new, and then I'll do the same deal here. So by default, you'll have the basic Godot style box, and then we'll check if someone, you know, someone might just do it for testing purposes, like not actually make the style box they want. Yeah, they're changing so much. Thanks, man. Yeah, they're just very fun. Like, you're very engaged with the audience, and also it's like, I'll do I'll answer on the Godot QA forum, and you know, there's like a lot of times there's like a gap in communication where I don't really know what they're asking, and like maybe that's my fault, or maybe they're just not very good at asking. Maybe English is their second language, and if they can just constantly be like, no, that's not it. This is what I want. This is what I want. Then like we can actually like really get to it. I can do exactly what they're thinking right here, and I can explain to them in more depth. Like sometimes people ask me to do things, and I'm like, well, there's a much easier way to do it than you're trying to do, and like, I don't know. I really like it. I think it's great. But anyway, I'm preaching to the choir because you agree. So, okay, so this is gonna be right. There's that. Side control and color. Set button is currently not. That's a problem. I would like this to have the info. Why does it not contain the info in this set button? Oh, no, this isn't spawn control. Okay, if instant control.get is button. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it is text entry. I see. So I need to do, this is how I did this. This is not the best way to do this for sure, but say ins control.set button info.get button text. See that? I think I want to change that function. Anyway, so I'll do it this way, and I'll say if should have info. So if info.get this. Nope, not that. This. If info.get this. So if it has button style box info, and then if this is not null, because by default this should be null, I believe. Yeah, perfect. So if this is not null, then we'll do ins underscore control dot set underscore set underscore button. This is definitely not how I would do it nowadays, but yeah, else do this. So set button, and then we want to do all of this stuff, but then we want to add one more argument here, which is to do info.get that. Nope. This. That. Okay, cool. Info. Okay, and then that will be here. Actually, I wonder what. What do I do? I want to go here and go here. Set text entry, self-made, hello, load. Ah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually do this very differently. Oh, it's bedtime. Thanks, Dev Nugget. Have a good night's sleep. Yeah, dude, that's some great advice. I wish I kept it more often. No, I'm just kidding. I do. I play chess a lot, which is part of the reason I'm not great online, and super nerd, I know. And I think I'm actually gonna start just a YouTube channel, and just when I play chess, just go live and just rip it. And because there's a guy named More Than Lion who does that, tons and tons of followers, and that's all he's doing. I'm not as entertaining as him, but I feel like I could be somewhere along those lines. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot, see what happens. Probably. But anyway, okay. So if ins control.get is button. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change is text entry to say is panel button. So we go to text. So we have a text entry scene here, and right now we have a constant called is text entry. I'm gonna change this to is underscore panel button. Okay. And then if it is a panel button, what I'm going to do, I think, is just it is panel button. Okay, and then I'll do this, and then wait, I should do that here as well. So take that, bring it over here. We'll do that. Is panel button. Then what I'll do is come over here to actually get rid of that one now. Actually, I should have gotten rid of that one, but it's okay. Let's go here. Oh, actually, this is not super duper important, is it? That. Do we have toilet paper? Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, see, I'm more of a GM Hikamaru guy. Actually, Gotham Chess is by far my favorite guy to watch. And GM Hikamaru is kind of a nerd. And so he's like, but he thinks he's hot shit. It's really funny. So he's like, he thinks he's like king of the world, and I'm like, bro, you're just a pro chess player, right? Relax. We know you don't get bitches. Like he acts like he's got BDE, and we know it's like L to ADE, you know what I mean? Little to average. Dude, Magnus Carlsen, when he loses, he gets very, very upset. It's really fun. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So I just like rip it on chess.com. I don't know if you have an account. I'd be so down to play you and just do like a total off-brand like live chess match. I'm all right. You're probably better than me. I think I'm like an 850 on chess.com. My rating changes a lot. So if we go, my bullet is lower. So, is this the right account? I guess it is. So you can see I played 480 games. My blitz rating is 367. Whereas my rapid is 843, and that's like 10 minutes and above games. So yeah, so I'm about 850. I've gotten all the way up to 900, and I've also fallen from 850 down to 750. So, you know, stuff happens. Anyway, you okay? You okay?
I just stubbed my toe so hard. Ow.
I thought you like really hurt yourself for some
No,
reason.
it not hurt. I went right to the metal part of the bed.
Dude, Rungeon, it's like I just get sucked in so hard. It's like, so I actually pay for it. I think it's like $1 a month because you can do, you can go look at any of your matches. Like I can go look at this and it does an analysis, and it analyzes the whole thing. It's pretty cool. So here's one. I hope I won this game. It was a blitz game. I don't remember what happened. I actually think I might have gotten my ass kicked. Oh no, I ripped this guy a new one, but my accuracy was terrible. But his was just way worse. It tells you like it ranks each one of your moves. It tells you the chess engine's prediction. It also like shows you. It'll show like, okay, here's your last book move. Then you can run through these, and it'll show you like, you know, if you made a good move, a bad move, what's the best move, what should you have done, what's the engine move. It's like, it's awesome. I think this really helps. And then I think you only get to do one of those per day if you don't pay for it, but obviously don't pay for it until you already get hooked. But it's like $1. You know what I mean? It's appropriate. I'll do the closest. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? How has anyone even been listening to me? Is that audio a million times better? Because I didn't even have my mic on my freaking shirt. I should have had a V8. You know what I mean? Okay. But anywhooser, the way we're gonna do this, we're gonna say if control.is button, then do this. elif is control.get is panel button. Then this should be here. Then no, one more. There we go. Then we do this, but I need to now change that. So we're gonna open up the text entry scene, and we're gonna say set underscore panel button. Should probably be set panel button. So side control. That's weird to me that I have all those. How much different? So we just need button, side control, and color. Here, I still want to have those. So here, rather than do that, I think I am just gonna feed in the info and have it do it. Identifier. Interesting. I don't know why I thought I would do it that way. I'm not going to. Yeah, for right now, this is gonna have to be a little bit different. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have, I'm just gonna pass in button info, actually. It's gonna be button underscore info. And then right now I'm gonna do this. Click pass, just like that. And then do this, that, cool. Do this, and now I can quit. Okay, cool. Now I can just do this when I'm done. All right, so we'll do that. I'll close that for right now. We don't even have those quite yet. Let's do that. Dude, I'm actually pretty excited about our chess match. So, okay, so button info. And then, so what we'll do here is we'll just throw in, was it this one? Okay, is panel button, we'll say set panel button info dot set panel button info, and then this should just be info, I believe, because I think we've got info. We don't need the control anymore. So ins control.get panel button, set panel button info. And so that should be all that is required there. And then now if we go back to our text button, we can start doing some stuff with the button info. So let's do self.button equals button info dot get, and I believe it's just button underscore name. You can come right here, button type, child number, button text. That's what we want. Button text, and then this will just be button. There we go. Okay. So self.button, we don't even need the self anymore. Side control. Okay, that is also important. So button info. So what was I doing? Action buttons, side control. Okay, so we need side control. So here we need to go back to gamepad, go here, so info, and then self, okay? And then we'll go back here, button info, side underscore control. There we go, okay, because we need to connect the signals right here with that as it's provided, and then we'll use the button info, which is a dictionary. It's this dictionary right here with all the information about creating a button to do that. Okay, now the difficult part, I think, is going to be essentially creating these. Because everything else is basically done, actually. This should it should create this button, right? And then it should populate this button with its name in the text. And then it should connect the pressed and released signals. But nothing visual except for the text. So what else is required to make this button? Just the style, right? That's it. That's literally it. Oh, and then the button's width and button separation. So that is actually important. Oh, but also the fact is that I only did this for this one and not this one. So here, so this should be spawn control. So control and then info, and then we'll do something very similar here. So this one can only handle that. So here we'll say instControl.set panel button info self. All right, and then so that should work. But then what we also have to do is do dictionary. So we have to get the info, and then we have to get the size here, which is going to be, oh, is that only going to give it the button info? Yes, that is only going to give it the button info. Okay, so we need to actually do that in the above function. Right, where's gamepad? This is gamepad. Okay, so we go right here. For side and sides. Okay. So I'll make a new one. So we'll check right here. We'll say if side in, and then I actually think I've got it in here. Oh no, I've got it right here. If side is in this. So if side is in this list, pass for right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and add these here, which is going to temporarily break this if I try to do it. But okay, cool. Okay, so here's all the sides. If side is in here, and we also want to say if layout dict dot get side, right? Yeah, okay. Hide device equals other. Okay. I don't know, this should just be and. So if side in that and layout dict dot get side, meaning that that does not equal null. So that should equal null, right? I don't know, does not equal empty is what that should be. Does not equal empty. Okay. So if side in this and layout dict.get side does not equal empty, then we want to do stuff. The parent, or essentially, right? If it does equal that, then we just pass. Yeah, and then this, I guess this should probably be an LF. Yeah. Yep, okay. So if it's one of these sides in that, then we do this. And if it's not one of these sides, but it also is empty, well, I guess we could do this actually. We could do it this way. We could make, let's say, if 4 side insides, we'll say if layout.getSide does not equal empty. And then we do this. There we go. Okay. This should just be that. Okay. So there we go. We'll say if layout, so if it's not empty, then we'll check. Is it one of these? Is it center, top, bottom, or center? Then we're gonna do something different. But if it's not in this list, like if it's anything else, then we're gonna do this, which is the standard way. But we're gonna have to do things a little bit differently if it is one of these centers, because they have some different properties that we need to be aware of because they're different nodes. Okay. Okay, so if layout.getSide does not equal empty, if side in this, do this. What do we want it to do? Well, say var side control equals self. We still want that to be true, actually, right? So that currently does not exist. So we need to make those. Well, eventually we will. So we'll say on ready var center underscore top control, and we'll leave that null. On ready var center underscore bottom control. Cool. And then so this can actually be outside of this. Side device equals string. Side device string equals layout.getSide. That's going to be true regardless. So we can go ahead and put that here. Because as long as it's not empty, we can just do that, right? As long as it's not empty, we can define these variables right here. This is, and then essentially we want to put these ifs to only be used if like something in here is necessitating this if statement, right? If this can be used for both of these, there's no reason to copy and paste the same code. Dude, yeah, honestly, the time gets me a lot. It's kind of a bummer, especially like at first when you're getting back into it. Like, I don't know, you have to think about your moves. It doesn't mean you're bad by any means. It just means like it's not like unconscious anymore. And it's smart for you to just take your time rather than just go for it. Because if you take your time, then you're gonna actually think about like, I don't know, like you'll forget like a really simple like, oh, I forgot the knight can move to that position, and that like nailed me. But yeah, anyway, so I would say like I used to play only 30-minute games, and then I started playing 3-minute bullet chess, just not even thinking about it, and got decent enough at that where I could move on to some 10-minute chess. I would definitely do 30-minute at first, dude, because when you start and they start you at a 300, there are like people who are 2,400 or like 2,000 that have just started and they're also playing at 300. And so if you play at a time amount where you're not able to finish, you might get stuck at like the 300 level, which just sucks because then you don't get to play people of your skill level. You just keep playing like, you'll play one guy who's amazing and then you play one guy who's so bad it's like boring. And it's like that's your game from then on. You rarely play people of your skill level. So I would play 30-minute games. They usually don't take a full hour, but there you go. Some people are different though. Anyway, okay, so here's what we're doing. If side device in joystick D-pad. So here's yes, that's perfect. But for us, we don't need to check if it's this, for this one at least. We only need to just do side control dot spawn that. And we also want to go ahead and set that to jet sing. Okay, so we'll say side underscore control dot spawn control, I think. I'll make the spawn button, maybe. Anyway, okay, spawn control. Keep it dot spawn underscore control. And now we need to provide the info. Button info. Ah, I see. Or button info in this. So we actually do still want this. We basically want that exact thing there. Okay. 4, and then that should be one back. So 4 button info and layout deck get button side right side control dot spawn control self side that. Okay, cool. And then theoretically this will usually just be one, but this could be like several. So for instance, if like on this one you can have several buttons, then it would like I could have an enter button, and then I can make another button that says like pause, right? Then it would need to do both, and so that's how we would do that. Why does this say square text button 2? Oh no. Okay. That doesn't matter, hopefully. So the way that this works, this numbering system, the child number, is that it gets the number of children in this and then calculates. But that's really dumb. And there's better ways to do that. Like, you know what I mean? You could check, because this inherits from some class, or like maybe I could have them all have a constant, like, you know, is button, right? And then I could say if get button, then count as child. Otherwise, don't count, because I don't want to count these ones. Fuck. Anyway, that's something I'll probably have to fix. Doesn't really affect anything, hopefully. But, oh, and that is why it was accidentally spawning 2 buttons. I see there. Good stuff. Anyway. Any hooser, that is something I will fix before release, but for right now it works, so that's fine. At least I think it works. So if side, then we want to do this, but, and so that should be good. But what we also want to do is affect the size of the container. So we'll say, come into here, we'll get center options, okay? So we'll say var control, say vbox options, var vbox underscore options equals layout dict dot get, and then this will be a string percent s underscore center, or no, not center top options. That, so that, and then this will be to side, right? So this will be, for instance, center top, and it'll stick center top right there. Center top options will pop out, and then we'll grab this, which is an array, this being the width, this being the separation, okay? And then so we'll say side control dot set score, oh, project. I found this out very recently. This might be helpful to, oh, you went straight into 3 minutes? That's gnarly. Yeah, so I found this out recently. This is really handy, because I'm always annoyed that it wouldn't autofill for me the set functions, and that's just a setting that is off by default for some reason in the project settings. Now I need to find it, but, or is that editor settings? Oh God. TD script, here we go, yep. Autocomplete setters and getters, look at that. Okay, close. Why on earth would you not want that? Dot set, we'll do side control, this will say control. There we go, okay, set score rect. Oh, I guess you can't set min size. Rect underscore rect min size dot x equals, and then we need vbox options 0 times 3, because everything is a scale 3 times bigger. So I'm actually going to comment that because app is 3x size of layout config. Okay. Okay, yeah, because app is 3x size of layout config, so that's why we're doing that. And then we'll say side control dot separation equals vbox options 1. Okay, cool. Yep, that is very dope. And so that should do that. So that is for dealing with, if I do this, what I can do here is change the buttons width. So I, for instance, can make this 300. As you can see, this made this notably larger, and we can set this back to 100, and it makes it that big. Okay, and then I guess what I want to do is not just do that, but in fact, I should probably make a function called, so we'll call this set underscore function set new width. Where's the set width? Width, and then we'll do new underscore width pass, and I'll make this turn void. This should also turn void. Okay, so set width with the new width here, and with this new width, there's a few things we have to do in order to make this thing expand the correct amount. So we'll go to here, and what I have here in the function here is what we want to stick in there. There we go. Except we need a center X. Da-da-da-da-da. Should I do that? Yeah, I'll do it that way. Okay, so we'll do that. This will be on ready bar, center X. Okay. Then do this. Set width. So we need to do this. Okay. So set width, new width. We want the rect size to be vector 2.0. Rect pivot offset should be rect size divided by 2.0. Perfecto. Then we want this to shrink to 0. Then, but before we do all this, we want to say rect underscore min size equal, or dot x equals new underscore width. Yep. We'll just say this. We'll say rect min size equals vector 2 new width, and then 320 times 3, so that's 960. Right, there we go. So rect min size, this is the smallest it can be. The X is what we're setting. The Y, we want it to remain as 960. The rect pivot offset should be equal to the rect size divided by 2. The rect size should equal rect vector 2.0. Yep, and then that will shrink it to the rect min size. That will set it to the rect min size, and then rect global position dot x should equal our center X minus our rect pivot offset dot x. And that will center it perfectly. I don't know if it's going to center it perfectly horizontally, although I do want that, so maybe I should just make this center. Oh, except, that's why. So we'd have to do center Y. On ready bar, center underscore Y equals. So we'll do this, and we'll change this to height. Make sure that that's that. So if we go to oh, there we go. Window. Height. Yep. H-E-I-G-H-T. I don't know why, but I have spell error that word often. I thought it was 3 minutes per turn. Yeah, dude, it's bullet chest, baby. Okay. So that divided by 2. So rect.global position equals vector 2, and then we do this, and then we just change this to be center.y, and this to be .y. Perfect. Or it would be better to actually just make this center and equals vector 2, and then do this. I wonder if it would let me do this, or if it'll get mad at me. Can you do that? Is that not like that? Okay, cool. So then this will be center dot x, the center dot y. Boom, baby. All right. What I should probably do is this, though. There we go. That's better. And then this one should be like that. Perfect. Honorary var center equals vector 2. And then the project headings dot width divided by 2 and height divided by 2. And then we're setting our rect global position to be directly in the center here after we've set the rect pivot offset to be in the center of us. And there you go. So now we can do set width. Perfect. So there's that function. And now from here, the reason I made that is so that rather than just saying rect min size.x, oh no, we say dot set underscore width, and then we'll do this like that. Okay. So set width, that will then give this guy the new width parameter. Set width, new width. Yep, and it will do that. There we go. Okay, folks. And that's a pretty looking function. All right, so anyway, that is handling the sizing of it. So that should set it to be the correct width and height and set it correctly. And then now we need to work on actually spawning this control and then having control work. Oh, mama. I would get up and get some water, but then I would disturb my pug that's on my lap. And you wonderful people, obviously. But okay. So this is going to work. We're spawning that. We're sending it that info. Is that literally it? Oh, we want to connect it. We want to connect some signals from it to us. So we've got the square text button. Oh, it's connecting those signals. Yeah, we're connecting those signals. So on button pressed. There we go. And I actually want to go to action buttons and basically just copy and paste. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. No one says anything like that. On button pressed, on button released. Perfecto. Yep, okay, cool. Then we'll go to square text button. And then we'll, sorry. To GamePad center container. Would you like me to spell that S or C-E-N-T-R-E, Ranjan? Because I refuse. Okay, cool. All right, so now we've got these two functions here. Emit signal, button release, button pressed. Self.side, do I have self.side? Yep. And then button, shouldn't need to do self though. Should be able to do side. And we have button. Oh no, button's right here. That's the button. Very, very cool, very dynamic and stuff. Don't you dare, human. Yeah, but you gotta spell human like this. You gotta spell it like, that's how they say human. By the way, I have not showered today. This is me just like ripping it, so. See, I actually haven't even looked at myself. How much of a mess do I look like? Shh. Shh. Oh wait, I did brush my teeth. Fuck yeah. I'm so proud. Okay. Anyway, okay, so cool. Those are the basic variables we're going to need. These are going to do that. We've got the button info, and I think that's for at least for this one, not the text entry button, but at least for the basic square text button, that should be everything that this script needs, and then we just need to make 2 more here, and then this should be called center top container, and then this one should be called center bottom container, and then we'll come over here, center top, center bottom, just like that. Cool, cool, cool. And then I think, oh, that's almost it, but then what we want to do is then change the, this is pretty not necessary, but I'll do center top, rect sides, and then we'll make the position Y plus 20 times 3. Yep, 60. I don't know why I can't do that math. Click this one. Nope, nope. And then center bottom. That should be 60 again. Cool. Cool. Okay. Very cool. Oh yeah, not that that matters though, because we're gonna be setting all that in code. Well, the record pivot offset matters, or not. What's it called? The anchor matters. But nothing else matters. And this just makes it so that if somehow, for some reason, some guy plays this on an iPad, it will scale everything proportionately. Although maybe I just want this to scale it rather than, didn't think about that. I also am starting to think like, why don't I just let people like make control nodes, and then I just come up with some universally complex function that takes any control node, dissects it down into its components, and then creates a string data and then sends that over to this. It's probably the way I should have gone, but I didn't. No, good sir. I actually am just so fucking lazy that I oftentimes do not brush my teeth until the afternoon. Because I wake up, I do some stuff, then like don't brush my teeth, and then I eat lunch, and then I'm like, oh, well, it's already 11. I should just, this is life with me as no job. And I'm like, I should just wait until lunch to brush my teeth, and then I don't end up brushing my teeth until like 1, which is just disgusting. And then I brush my teeth again at like 8 because I go to bed so early, so it's like, you know, clearly I need to. But I do, when I do brush my teeth, I have like insane dental health. I floss, brush for like 2 to 3 minutes, oftentimes 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And then I also mouthwash. So, you know, I rarely have cavities. Although I just did, but it wasn't really a cavity. It was one of my old cavities from when I was a child. I grind my teeth and I ripped it out. So there's a huge chunk from in between my teeth that was just gone. Like literally like a fucking, maybe like 2 centimeters. No, probably like a centimeter. I don't know like a centimeter's like that, right? That should be like a centimeter, because it was about that. It was about the half the size of a tooth as a whole. Anyway. Yeah, so I didn't actually even feel it. That was the crazy thing until I'm like, huh, that's weird. There's a massive gap that I can fit like half my freaking tongue into in my mouth right now. And that's when I noticed. And then luckily I flossed with a water pick, if you know what that is. So like it wasn't that big of a deal because like I could actually get in there and clean it out. But for most people, this is pretty gross, so I'm gonna stop. Okay. Anyway, okay, so this should all work. Then we're setting that. So we're going here in one of these and we're doing the spawn control. And we're spawning that. We're passing in this to set panel button. And that would be right here. I don't need this currently. Okay. And then we've got set panel button. We do this, we do that. And now we need to take that button info. And this is actually going to be the hard part, if the other part wasn't hard enough, which is to take the text regarding the, whatchamacallit here. Actually, So let me just show you essentially what's happening. So if we go to this version, and I print, for instance, oh here, we'll do it right here. We'll go to button config, and I'll say file.get as text, and then here I'll say print style box. Okay, then I come here, now I have to select it, so I gotta go here. Okay, so this is what is inside a .trez file for a style box, right? It says, like, this is all in there as text. And so this is all the information. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a new .trez file, writing this all to it, and then setting it on something here. I am concerned that this might not work exactly as it does here. Because here, if I change this, you can see it'll change right there, but it doesn't change right there. So I don't know, we'll have to see. We will have to see. Maybe I'll just do like make unique. Ooh, that might be a good cheat. But anyway, okay, so So what we need to do is essentially search through this and then find background color. I don't know why it's that. Should be background color. Cool, and then just save that. Anyway, okay. So this will be fine for the first one, but then what we want to do is make a copy of that. So we'll say pressed style equals, and I'll say button info dot get, and then this will be style box info, I believe. Button style box info equals that, and then we need to say create trez from info. Create trez from info and do that. Okay, and so what this should do is this should capture a new style box, create and capture a new style box in this variable, and then what we can do is by default we're going to set the panel container. So we're going to say set custom underscore styles panel, I believe. Custom styles panel, okay. And we're gonna set it as pressed style. Oopsies, this should be unpressed. Okay, set as unpressed style. There we go. So that is simple. Now the hard part is going to making the pressed style actually, because I want the pressed style to match the rest of these buttons. So if you can see, let's go ahead and run this here. Okay, so we run both of these, and I search for controllers, and then I connect. You can see that when I use, oh, I forgot, I can't do this right now because I broke everything. Okay, so let's do that. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh god, I thought my computer just froze. Okay, so I forgot that. I'm actually pretty interested in where exactly that crashed, though. It should be there. Oh no, it got filled. You can't even see. My dentist did such a good job. He did it for free because he used to pork my mom. So it's great. Yes, you heard me right. And yeah, so he filled it with like white enamel, and it's like a resin, and you literally cannot tell, like unless you look at it with a like actual dental tools and like zoom in on it, you can barely see the hairline fracture. You really gotta look. Otherwise, like he did a fantastic job. Okay, so I need to figure out what broke it. I think it's probably this. What I'd like to do, let's actually, I guess here, let's just do it. Let's just see what is breaking here if I do this. Okay, so this is gonna break. Non-existent function set with and base nil. Ah, that's because Yes, that's why. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty easy to fix. Okay, quit that. And then we'll go to the gamepad here, and we'll do equals center top container, and then equals center bottom container. All right, now maybe, I don't think it'll work, but it shouldn't crash, at least at this point. Okay, something else crashed. Invalid set index separation on VBox container with value of type float. What does it expect it to be? How do I do it here? Oh, that's why. There we go. But it got a float, so that's odd. Wait, what? Oh. That's why. Okay. Okay. Yep, okay. Now we should be in business, hopefully. So close. Okay, invalid set index separation with value of type nil. Ah. Uh-huh. Let's do print VBox options. Okay, it'll break again. And then if I go to output, so it says 100 0. Interesting. So, oh, I'm so dumb. That's why. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, save. B. Connect. Hey, okay. So it didn't break, which is good. Yeah. So we're actually most of the way there. Yeah, we're most of the way there. There's a few things I'm clearly forgetting, but I mean, there's also no way to tell if you have pressed it, but that's gonna be something that I handle in a sec, but hey, it's appearing, which is cool. Yeah, dude, he's a cool guy, and so my mom used to date him, and apparently all you have to do is have sex with your dentist, and there you go, free dental care. It's very expensive. It's definitely worth it. I would definitely say I would do the same for my children. Okay, so anyway, this is working, except we do want the center top container not there. We want this to be begin and center bottom container to be end. And now, if we do this, oh, did I close this one too? Okay, so now if I do this, okay, good. At least now it's in the correct place. Obviously quite a bit we have to do to get that all to work, okay? One of those things is to go here and go button and set the style to flat. Except for some reason I can still totally see the button. Oh, that's because that's setting that. Okay, now hopefully if I do this and connect. Okay, all right, so now we just need to get the sizing correct, and then we need to get the press and unpressed to work. Okay. Do unholy thing. But you have to use, you have holes in your mouth, so you have to do the unholy thing to fill the holes. By filling holes. Oh my god. You have to do the unholy thing to fill the holes by filling holes. If you catch my drift. Anyway, okay, so so that works. I'm a little confused as to why that is like not filling it correctly. Why would that be? I'd imagine the margins are not being set. Oh, what are we getting in the debugger here? Okay, that's fine. Get node, no not found center control. Center container. Ah, that's why. Center container. So that should fix that immediately. All right, that's not going to connect though. I don't think this is. Oh, so it didn't do something, but so those errors are fine. Those are ones we'll have to get to eventually. I'll actually comment that one out, and we also don't need this one. That's all we got. Okay. I should also make signal text underscore changed side button underscore text. Comment both those out. That's going to be for the text input buttons. He wholly catches my drift. Christopher Bray. Like I said, those are going to be for the text entry button, which we're not even getting into right now, and I probably won't get into for a long while, if not ever, because it's much more complicated. Okay, and so these are all going to work, and then that should fix both of those errors, but not that that matters. I just can't help myself but jump around and fix stuff that doesn't need to be fixed quite yet. Okay, so yeah, I guess I just don't quite understand. If I go here, oh, it cleared all that output, so I'll have to do this again. Let's do, I'll load the same button style, and this time I'll actually copy and paste it. There we go. So let's yoink that output there, and I'm gonna go over here and delete that because I don't want that in there. Please don't tell me, there we go, cool. Okay, so text square button. We'll do this, and then I'll just comment all that out. So here we'll say example dot trez contents. No, not that one. There we go. Okay, cool. Example.trez contents. Here it is. We're going to need to sweep through that. Border width. And we do have the margins here. So I don't quite know why. Maybe we need those margins to be bigger. Here, I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna set that as an export bar. Why isn't it like that? Alright, I'll do this then. Right, okay, cool, that will work. And then what I'll do is instead of this, I'll just set this to pressed style for right now. And then what I can do is go up to this. I can set the press style to, well, yeah, okay, we'll set that. Oh, no, we don't need to do that whatsoever. We can just, you silly, silly idiot, you. Okay, cool, and then I will do, well, actually I can just comment out this line, that'd be fine. And then what I'll do is go here and just set a panel, do stylebox flat, and I'll do this in exactly the same color as I'm currently doing. The alpha to 0, the border color, we're set to full white there, corner radius none, border width, be 1, 1, 1, 1, and then the margin, expand margin, right? It's the expand margin? Yep, Expand margin is 5 on all of them. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, okay, so now, hopefully I should be able to run this. Okay. Yeah, so that's giving me the same problem, which is very, very odd. Except maybe I understand it. Except this is even more weird because it's not showing that side for some reason. All right, let's see. Why would that not work? So go to size flags. Set these both to expand. We go to button, size flags. Maybe that'll fix it. Oh, you gotta load this. Nope, that didn't do shit. Oh, but now I know I actually don't need to even. Actually, why? I am pretty confused as to why, if these all do have a thickness, why it's not showing, but that's fine. I'll actually do this. Now if I run it, we can see what's happening, hopefully. All right, so same deal, except for some reason that works. I don't quite understand why. And this thing is totally ignoring. Grow direction, rect. The panel box container. What are the size flags in this guy? Set the horizontal to expand, the vertical to expand. That's not what we want, but let's just see what happens. Yeah, so that's exactly what I expected to happen there. By default, it is going to expand horizontally. We don't want it to expand vertically, but oh, I think the reason is simply because this doesn't need to be a child of the button. That's so foolish. I think that's a big part of the reason. And then this will just keep them both centered. Oh, Better. Is it though?
Is it better? Really? You know what I mean? Is it better?
I do think that I might be done for today because I am tired. And yeah, so I'll finish this up probably a little bit more in a little bit today. Probably won't stream it. And then yeah, hopefully the next time you guys see me, it will be not actually working on this app much more, but we'll actually be working on my game and actually playing the game with the app to make sure I get all that working. And then, yeah, I'm gonna be going towards that. I'm gonna schedule another Godot QA session. I'm gonna check what works with my girlfriend's schedule. So yeah, definitely, if you're not already in my Discord, if you're not already in my Discord, go ahead and pop in there. Go ahead and send the invite link. Oh no, copy. Pop the invite link right there. Those are a series of M dashes, so that won't take you to my Discord. But that link will. And yes, do it. If you dare. No, but anyway, my Discord is all right. Rungeon's a little better, I'll be honest, and by little I mean quite a bit. But we've got a cool, finally people are using it, a questions thread and a general thread. General, you can just chit chat, which is cool. Questions, which you can go ahead and just pop any of your questions and I'll answer them right away. I might even answer them live on stream. I actually think I will go ahead and answer this guy's question live on stream just because it's cool. Maybe I'll ask him first. Hee. Oopsies, I put that in the question tab. That should not be in there. We'll just go ahead and, oh no, cancel. I'm gonna remove this because that's not supposed to go in there. That's okay. Delete message. Delete. Okie dokie. Anyway, yes, this is the questions thread. You can come and ask questions. I'll try my best to answer them, and then I'll answer them live on stream if I can. And yeah, man, I think that's just about it. I probably have some more Javon quests. What's going on, dude? You're catching me right when I'm about to leave, bro. That sucks. I haven't seen you since like probably a month ago. But yeah. So, oh, my little baby and I are going to think about Bubba. Think about. Can you see her? Can you see her? No, you can't see her. There we go. Now you see her. Okay, she said goodbye. Okay, yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please do that thing. It helps me do other things on YouTube and stuff. Lets me know you like what I'm doing, and not feel like I'm talking into the void. So, yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.